Yo, 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 Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Let's talk about key contributors to this season. Like, a lot of people are expecting big things out of Miles Sanders and big things out of Arcega-Whiteside, but realistically, let's be realistic about this. You can't really expect more out of Miles Sanders than you got from Corey Clement in his rookie season. You can't really expect more than that. Now, if you get more out of Miles Sanders than what you got out of Corey Clement in his season, that means Miles Sanders stepped on the scene like Alvin Kamara, what Alvin Kamara was to Mark Ingram, and hopefully Jordan Howard could be that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe a tandem could be built in that regard. Maybe they could be the new Ingram and Kamara if Miles Sanders is as good as everybody thinks he's going to pan out to be. But realistically, when it comes to terms of Arcega-Whiteside, I like Arcega-Whiteside's ceiling, but I just don't think he'll have the opportunities unless a catastrophic injury occurs in the wide receiver room. You know what I mean? I think he'll capitalize on the opportunities that he'll get. I think he'll get targets. You know what I mean? He will be in a significant spot. But I think that unless Alshon Jeffrey needs a breather or something like that, he won't be targeted in that number one role or that big receiver role like that. They say he looked good in the slot. But, you know, having a breakout season means you're getting starter time. You're getting starter minutes. You're on the field just as much as a starter as from a rookie standpoint if you're having a breakout season. Like Calvin Ridley, I think Calvin Ridley's rookie season was a breakout season. He was on the field a lot. They drafted him to play a lot. But what the Philadelphia Eagles did was drafted Arcega-Whiteside kind of as a security blanket for later on down the road, because you still got Nelson Aguilar, you brought in Deshaun Jackson, and you got Alshon Jeffrey for like 3 more years. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I don't really see him getting a lot of time as long as Nelson Aguilar is right there, because Nelson Aguilar has turned into one of the best slot receivers in the National Football League. Now, a guy that I can say that I have very high expectations for, he's not a rookie. He's one of our young players, and that's Derek Barnett. I got really high expectations for Derek Barnett. With Chris Long being out, I think Derek Barnett will make a name for himself this year, especially coming off of an injury. He's only 25 years old. He's already unblockable, in my opinion, man. Off of the edge, he's one of the fastest edge rushers in the league, man. I haven't seen many edge rushers as fast as Derek Barnett. His tactics, his swim move, he's ahead of his time. Injury is the only thing that slowed him down. And mind you, Derek Barnett was very key in our Super Bowl run. The Minnesota Vikings had a chance to go 14-zip on us, man. But Derek Barnett come through with the strip sack. They didn't score another point after that. It totally changed the momentum of the game. Totally changed the momentum of the game. The strip sack. You know what I mean? And also the pick six by P. Rod. Those things are what you call momentum changers. But Derek Barnett also recovered the fumble when the strip sack occurred from Brandon Graham. He was there to get on the ball. So they're always around the ball. They're always around the quarterback, Brandon Graham and Derek Barnett. And I think both of those guys are poised for a really big year, man. I mean, you're getting a full training camp out of Brandon Graham. You're getting a full training camp out of a lot of people, Fletcher Cox and all of those guys. I mean, they'll probably be on the sideline doing minimum work. Brandon Brooks and the gang, guys that's recovering, but they're in the building. They're not on the PUP list. They're not physically unable to perform. You know what I mean? They are getting work in, and that's good. We didn't get a full camp out of Brandon Graham. I don't think we got a full camp out of Tim Jernigan. You know what I mean? And Pro Football Focus rates our interior pass rush second. I don't know who they had first. I didn't read too much into it, but I would think it would have to be Khalil Mack and a dude, Akeem Aiken, whatever you say his name is. I would think it would have to be them boys in Chicago, because Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh are no longer a tandem, and you know what I mean. Fletcher Cox is unblockable. You compare Fletcher Cox with Malik Jackson, or you compare him with Tim Jernigan. You know what I mean? Our defensive guys, Vinny Curry is back. Our guys in the interior, it's going to ease the pressure on the cornerbacks, which is why I feel confident in the cornerbacks that we got. One thing I do know about our cornerbacks is they could cover short field. Now, that means that if we're getting pressure on a quarterback, they ain't got to cover for a long time. No cornerback in the NFL is going to be able to cover for 8 seconds. Nobody's going to be able to cover for 5 seconds for the most part sometime. If you're getting to the quarterback in 3 seconds, then the play got to go somewhere in 3 seconds. Either he got to throw it away or he's going to be getting sacked. And that's what we got to get to, man. We got to put a timer in our heads on our defensive line to get to these opposing quarterbacks in 3 seconds to give our cornerbacks time. Now, with our interior linemen rated so high, I'm looking for good things to be happening, man. I'm looking for good pass rushes. I'm looking for people to step up, man. You know what I mean? We got a veteran group. We have a Super Bowl caliber group. We got a Super Bowl champion head coach. We got a Super Bowl champion defensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? It's people who know what it takes to win big games and get to the next level in our building, in our facility. Finally, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, some of these players won while they were young. Corey Clement, Derek Barnett, Ronald Darby. These guys won the big games while they were young. So now it's time for these guys to, you know, be the veterans that they were set out to be and win more big games. Like I said, we're looking to win big, man. We're not looking for fourth quarter comebacks. We're looking to be done with you by the third quarter, man. That's how I feel, man. So at the end of the day, man, we're going to see how this pans out for some of these young guys, but I think Derek Barnett is the guy that we need to be watching, man. I've been looking at a lot of Derek Barnett film, and Derek Barnett is a guru, man, off that side of the field, off that edge, man. So let me know what you guys think in the comments.